What's up, everybody? This is your buddy Big Money for Eternity. I'm back with another vlog, and I apologize for this being late, but this is Saturday, and Saturday and Sundays will probably be a afternoon vlog, unless I get the rare opportunity to do a morning one. So, if you watch my videos, just know that during the week, except for Mondays, I will be doing vlogs in the morning, and then on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, I will do my vlogs in the afternoon. So I'll still post them. You'll just have to wait a little longer to get the dirt. Anyway, today, if you are a wrestling fan, you picked a good day to watch a vlog. And I'll tell you why. Because we got a lot of stuff to talk about wrestling related. But first, what I want to do, before I completely forget, is I have a shout out to give. A couple days ago on Facebook, I came across a guy who is an independent wrestler. His name is Brandon Day. And I'm the kind of wrestling fan who, if I come across a wrestler on YouTube, or not YouTube, on Facebook, I'll send him a friend request just because I'm a huge professional wrestling fan, and I like to pay my respects to all the guys who are into business, all the guys and girls who are into business, and I like to add them so I can have somebody to talk wrestling with, and just just pay my respects to. So anyway, I sent him a friend request, and he very quickly accepted it. And I thanked him for adding me and all that good stuff. He's like, "You're welcome." So then I got on. After I got done adding him and thanking him and all that good stuff, I thought, I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm going to see if this guy has any matches online that I can watch. Because that's what I like to do. I like to see, what their wrestling style is like, and what their finishing move might be, because I'm all about that kind of stuff. And I am so glad that I did this, because, guys, I am dead serious. And before I tell you this, I just want you to know that Brandon himself did not pay me to say this. I have to say that I was incredibly impressed with what I saw. Because if you are a wrestling fan and you're into the kind of wrestling where it's just smash mouth and kind of a mix of like smash mouth wrestling and technical wrestling, then you need to watch Brandon's matches. Because, oh my God, you guys, I watched one match from him. One match of his. And after that one match, I was hooked. This is a guy who is, I wouldn't say, he's not like super duper stiff, but he doesn't go easy on his opponents either. He's not like one of those guys that you'll see come off the top rope a lot and do a bunch of fancy schmancy moves. And he's more of one of those guys where it doesn't have to be fancy to be effective. One of those guys, which I like. I do. I like it. I like that kind of stuff. And but Brandon's just demeanor and his style of wrestling and how stiff he is. I mean, you roll all of that into one package, you've got yourself one hell of a dangerous wrestler. And I apologize for cursing on my videos if there's any kids out there that watch this. But you have got yourself one heck of an impressive wrestler. Like for instance, this one guy I saw he wrestled. Um, for a couple of days, I kept watching his matches over and over and over again because I was trying to figure out who he reminded me of, as far as which wrestler I could compare him to. And at first I thought, well, maybe Brock Lesnar, but I thought, no, Brock Lesnar's more of a power wrestler. He doesn't do a whole lot of technical stuff. He's more of a submission wrestler. Which, Brandon Day does do some submission holds. I don't think he does a lot, but he does some. And so I kept watching, and then I saw him. I saw in one of his matches where he had the guy up against the ropes on the mat, and he just kept driving knees into this guy's back and just on him like a pit bull on a pork chop. And then it hit me. Guys, the more I watched it, the more I figured it out. This guy reminds me so much of Arn Anderson. It is not even funny. And Brandon, if you watch this, which I'm going to make sure you do, I promise you, that is a compliment, my friend. Just the way he pounds on people and how he measures when he drops a knee or does a punch or just whatever. I just saw Arn Anderson in the ring when I was watching him. And that's why I became a fan of his, because I was an Arn Anderson fan when Arn Anderson was in his prime, back before he had that little hand thing keep him from wrestling. But yeah, it was just the more I watched him wrestle, the more I liked it, because it was just the way he would throw a chop, and just the way he kicked people and drove knees. It just some of it's even cringeworthy. Let me just tell you, I cringed more than once watching this stuff, but I really liked it. As for his finishing move, I don't know if this is one of his finishing moves, because I think he finished another guy off in a different way in one of his other matches I saw. But one of his finishing moves that I did see is what they call a discus forearm. And what that is, for people who don't watch wrestling, that's where you wait for your opponent to get up, and Brandon starts his in the corner his finisher in the corner of the ring. If this is his finisher, but I've seen him pin somebody with this. So anyway, let me explain it. He stands in the corner of the ring waiting for his opponent to get up, and then he'll take a couple steps out, and then the second step out, he spins, and as he's coming out of the spin, he forces his forearm out, and he hits the guy right in the jaw or in the mouth. And let me tell you something. It was a thing of beauty. Because one of the guys that he did this move on is another wrestler that I know personally, that I used to watch when I used to go to the shows that he used to wrestle in before he retired. And he hit this other guy, Brandon hit this other guy square in the jaw and knocked him clean out. Just dropped him like a bad habit. And when I saw that, that was one of the moves where I cringed, because, okay, you just saw my cat go behind me. That was Simon. But anyway, yeah, it was totally cringeworthy. And when I saw that one match, I was like, okay, that match is over. Where's another one I can watch? So I go back and put his name in the search thing, Brandon Day versus, and I'd go and I'd see this whole list of matches and be like, holy crap. Go and watch the next one, and watch that one. Click the next one, watch it. Click the next one, watch it. I felt like I couldn't stop. Because it was just, this guy is just so awesome. And um, and it's like one of those things that you see a wrestler that knows what he's. I mean, Brandon is a wrestler that knows what he's doing, because when he gets in the ring, he's not one of those guys that'll like, you know, start the match and then do like 3 or 4 moves, pander to the crowd, and then go back and go for a move, miss it, and then pander to the crowd or get beat up by his opponent for a little bit, and then mount a comeback, pander to the crowd again, miss some more moves. He's not like that. Brandon Day, when he gets in that ring, this man is all business. Okay, I mean so much all business. He might as well hand his opponent a business card when he's done beating the guy up. Um, but that's a good thing. That's what I like. Um, but that discus forearm of his, oh my gosh! And I'm like, what I'm gonna do is I got permission from Brandon himself, just because I didn't want to just spring all this on him and whatever. I wanted to do. I felt like it was the honorable thing to do to get permission from him to post links to his Facebook and his Twitter down below in the description. So I'll do that for you guys, so you can catch him. So you can catch him there. And also, what I will do is I will look up on YouTube one of his matches for you guys to watch, and I'll make sure it's a match that he wins, so that so you can see how just I don't even know the word to describe it. It's so awesome. Um, but with and it's very rare. Okay, it's very, very rare that I find a wrestler who makes me a fan after just watching one match. I mean, usually it takes me like, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 matches before I'll say, okay, this guy, he's pretty good. I mean, it was like one match and I'm like, oh my god, this guy is freaking awesome. So, and like I said, Brandon did not pay me to say this stuff. I'm going to come right out and say it. This is coming from a wrestling fan who's been a fan since the tender age of 8 years old, when I hardly understood the business and I was just watching the guys just to watch them. Or watching the guys just to see who was going to wrestle that week. Like I said, I've been around, I've gone to indie shows for the past, I don't know. Let's see. I've been going to indie shows since 2006. That's when I started. And, me, once I start, I can't stop. It's like, eating potato chips. Once you start, you can't stop. And, if you're a wrestling fan, the kind of wrestling fan that I am, you will literally watch any kind of wrestling that is put in front of you. That's the kind of wrestling fan that I am. I don't care if it comes in Spanish. I don't care if it's wrestling that I've already seen. I don't care if it's, wrestlers I've never even heard of. If it's pro wrestling, I watch it. And Brandon Day is no exception. So I'm telling you guys, if you get on YouTube, look him up. Like I said, I'll provide links to his Facebook and Twitter in the description, so you guys know who to look for when you look up his matches and things. But look him up. If you send him a friend request, or if you follow him on Twitter, tell him Big Money sent you. But yeah, you guys, it was just like, it like I said, it takes a lot for a wrestler to catch my attention and, want me to invest in the time to watch his matches. But once I started watching this guy wrestle, it was like, it was like I could not stop. And, you know, being that I was an Arn Anderson fan when Anderson was in his prime, and that this guy reminds me of him, it just made me want to watch his matches that much more. And oh, there is a match if you look up Brandon Day versus Aiden Chambers. I think the company it's from CWF. If you look up that match, there's a part of that match, and I know I'm spoiling it, but you got to see it to know what I'm talking about. There's a part in that match where he does a spine buster on Aiden Chambers that, quite frankly, I would say made Arn Anderson's spine buster look weak. Okay, that's just how. I mean, it was just He made his spine buster in this particular match made Arn Anderson's look weak. I mean, he didn't do it quite like Arn Anderson did his, but still, it's what I call one of those cringe-worthy moves where you just where you make it where you're. It's one of those moves where you're glad that it's not you getting the move done on you. I mean, you don't want it to be the person that he's doing it, that he's performing the move on, but you don't want it to be you either. I mean, it made me glad that I'm just a fan of professional wrestling and not doing it myself. Although if I could walk, you can believe that's what I'd be doing. Just because I'm that much of a fan of it. So anyway, yeah, if you want to follow Brandon on Twitter and Facebook, I'll put links in the description, and just tell him I sent you. Tell him that you were watching Big Money's blog and you heard about him. You wanted to know what he was all about. Tell him I sent you. I promise you won't regret it. And so anyway, on to other wrestling business. Tomorrow night is the Survivor Series. And at first I heard that Roman Reigns was going to be the one who was heavily favored to win the WWE Championship. However, I am now hearing rumblings over the internet, and you heard it here first, unless you already read it, that somebody else is being considered to become WWE Champion. Who that is, I am going to leave you in suspense on, because I don't want to spoil the pay-per-view. I don't want to get sued by the WWE for maybe spoiling something that they're planning. So, just watch the pay-per-view tomorrow night, and you'll find out when I do who the new WWE Champion is and all that good stuff. I still have not heard who the 5 participants are on each team for the 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match at the pay-per-view tomorrow night. So if you know who they are, comment below in the description. Let me know who they are so I know if it's going to be a match worth watching or not. Other than that, I think I have gone long enough on this video. So I will close here. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so by clicking that little red subscribe button down below. And if you have subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your other Facebook subscribers, your Twitter followers, your Facebook friends about this channel. Tell them if they want to watch my vlogs about wrestling or whatever else I talk about, tell them this is the place they need to be. You all have a great weekend, and I will see you all tomorrow with another vlog. Take care.